So have we started? Have we officially
Oh yeah,
started?
I've been
Or
recording
have
this
we
whole
been?
time.
Okay.
I
All
start
right.
recording right away so I don't forget.
Oh, okay. There we go. I like that. There's a little bit of an impromptu vibe then. Well, I'm Jeff Azar from Demi the Daredevil. I'm just kind of an dark alternative cinematic, you know, project from El Paso, Texas. Now I'm in LA.
Yeah, when I first heard some of your stuff though, I was like I could totally feel and see sense like the theatrical part of it.
Yeah, I mean, it took me a long time everyone always mentioned that word, and I never quite knew what that meant. But I mean, it could be a bunch of different things, but I know, the sonics supposed to be immersive, supposed to help you escape and get lost a bit. And then the theatrics could be the narrative characters,
Yeah.
symbolism, the lore, the world building.
Have you ever been like compared to Mariana's Trench?
I have a lot, and I should really just start diving into them more because I've heard them and I'm like, yeah, you got the strings,
Hmm.
sounds epic, sounds orchestral. I don't know if that's what you're hearing, if it's purely the sonics or there's some other vibe, but I've heard that a lot.
Well, they're very theatrical too. Some of their songs are very
Yeah.
long.
Oh, okay, got it. It's kind of like that's another aspect of it, isn't it? Like the long the
Yeah.
Broadway-esque thing.
I haven't been able to see them live yet, but I've heard they put on a really good live show.
Okay. Well,
So I'm
are they
like,
still going?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
They are. All right. After this, I'm gonna make a little note to make
We'll have to
sure to
look them
catch
up,
them.
and maybe if you get into them, maybe you guys can collab on a song.
I should, yeah, like, fortune favors the bold, and which I'm not great at being bold, but I'm gonna try. I might just reach out and be like, hey, yeah, because I gotta dive in first before I just be like, yo, you want to collab? I know like one of your songs, couple of them, they're good. I'll dive in and become a fan, and then I'll reach out and I'm just
It's
gonna be like,
true.
hey,
You got
here's
to
my feedback.
research a little first.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I hate when people don't research. I'm just like, you don't care. I can see right through it. You just want
Yep.
something.
You just want something. But
Yeah.
but how did Demi the Daredevil come to life? Like, did you start with the name or did the music come first?
Yeah, I just, the official release of this project, where I'm just kind of like a one man band happened at the end of 2016 or maybe the beginning of 2017. And but before, like, I guess the origins of it was like I was in high school and I would start as a drummer. I was young. Well, didn't really consider myself creative or musical. I just was in drumline and I started playing the kit. And the guy who started this band, he was just an amazing guitarist. Him and his another guitarist, and that's where it started in El Paso, long time ago. And we kind of just played on and off for fun. Um, and then he passed away, and I went back to school, and yeah, and then I went back to school, and then I realized that I just couldn't live without it. I was like, what, there's some spark. It was the spark in my life, and so I just had to go back to it, and I eventually just started releasing it solo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a sad story, but it was also very, it's beautiful that he kind of inspired me to do any of this. Like, I didn't even know I don't feel like I was a connoisseur of like good taste, and I kind of knew, and I loved emo music, and I knew, but I didn't really believe in myself. And he was like the first inspiration to like open up that world to me, and like got me to keep going. And I'm keeping this alive for his family. Really, that's why I kept the band name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he the one that came up with the name?
Yeah, he came up with a name. I remember seeing it on a little notebook, and it was like Root Beer Kamikazes or Demi the Daredevil. And me and the guitarist were like, Demi the Daredevil, I think is cooler.
Root beer
Yeah, so
kamikazes?
yeah, I know both of them were kind of silly. Like, he was such a playful guy, like funny guy. But yeah, it seems like Demi the Daredevil took a little bit of a cooler edge than just like Root Beer Kamikaze sounds like no diss to bands at all, but it sounds like it would be a cover band, like a wedding band.
It kind of reminds me of a band when I was in high school that they were called Everything Diet.
That's cool. Everything they're just eating. That's such a.
I don't know what the inspiration behind their name was because I never asked, I don't
Oh,
think. But
I mean, it
yeah,
sounds
in
like
high school it was
they
Everything Diet.
Maybe they're living off of pizza and Coca-Cola. I don't
Diet
know.
Coke.
Oh, Diet. Yeah, yeah, Diet Coke specifically.
I don't think there's such a thing as diet pizza.
Oh, yeah, probably not. Except if if it's vegan or
I
you
guess,
know
yeah, I'd have no cheese on
gluten-free
it.
bread. Yeah, not
Yeah.
real cheese, not real bread.
It's a common
Mm.
misconception though that gluten-free is less calories. It's not.
Oh, is that true? Okay.
I'm a
Uh,
gluten-free person and yeah, there's still quite a bit of calories in gluten-free options. Sometimes
that's kind of
more.
okay. That's interesting. Yeah, because before I even knew what gluten was, it was almost like the stamp of gluten-free was like this is healthier,
I mean, it
not
might be
necessary.
slightly healthier with the way it's made, but like gluten-free pizza might have a little less calories because a lot of times it's like a cauliflower crust. But you got to think there's like all these fillers to make it so it stays together.
Oh, that's true.
So at some point it adds in, But
Yeah, it works if you just can't handle the gluten, if you really are intolerant. But everything has a trade-off.
but let's talk a little bit more about you and your music. What usually sparks a song for you? Is it a lyric, a melody, or is it just pure chaos?
Uh, what sparks a song? I think it's a chord progression. I think it's just like I'm not like maybe the best with melodies. I'm pretty good. Sometimes I can crank them out pretty good, but then I think that I'm really good at hearing chord progressions and not just like everybody uses this, which is true. It's just like if you hear pop songs, you hear the same chord progressions used again and again. And it's like there's a reason why that's like tried and true. It's like the dog crossed the road. There's a certain order that makes sense. You're not saying dog road will cross. And so it's like you got to use that. But then I like the richness of the kind of the voicings in between that. So and try to make it a little bit more involved. Like because I got raised with like I heard a lot of classical music growing up. So I yeah, so I like to make that part rich. And so like that's what inspires me. I love that the most. And then from then I try to like simulate like, all right, I got all these voice beats like whatever's going on to record and try to meld it with that and see what works. And then the melodies and the lyrics will come after that, and I'll be like, okay, what is this song going to be about? What can it force me to work through that I don't want to work through at all, but I'm going to make myself do it because for the song I gotta just use this to fix some problem and endless problems.
Yeah. Do you think like being on a drum line kind of had some play in that?
100, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And I'm trying to, I'm hoping to keep doing that. There's been some elements of that in the song so far. And then there's this one song in the recent EP called Gone with the Dead. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's got like I want to make the get down beats that are real active with the snare and kind of tribal. And I feel like the drum line helps that. So I just want to keep tapping into that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was like, you were talking about being part of a drum line, so obviously were you in like marching band?
Yeah, I was a marching band.
Yeah.
I played snare drum.
See,
Were
and
you in
maybe that's
band?
why you're kind of theatrical. A performance
Yeah,
could
yeah.
play
I
a little bit of
never
a part.
Never thought about that. Yeah. I never thought about that, but you know what? Yeah, I have this vision or image of me in the future making something like Phantasmic, like Disneyland's Phantasmic song. And
Fantasia?
oh my, no, 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 sorry. Phantasmic I think that's the name of the performance at Disneyland at
Oh,
like
okay.
11 p.m. at night with all the fireworks and the light shows, but based off of Fantasia.
I was gonna say
Exactly.
I've
So
never been to Disneyland. I went to Disney World, but I was like two, so I don't remember it.
there's in Florida.
Yeah,
All right, I've never been to that one. I always wondered which one was. It always sounded like it was going to be bigger than the regular Disneyland.
I feel
Yeah,
like World would be bigger than Disneyland.
I mean, it sounds like it. Yeah, so I would. Yeah, not no, wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, that was it. Yeah, I picture myself making something like that. And speaking of in marching band, we played Phantasmic in my freshman year. So it was like this big production. So maybe that is the theatrical part. It's like let's think
Yeah, it could
imaginative.
be. It could always have been in the back of your head, and you just never thought about it that way.
Yeah. No, thanks for making you're making the gears connect.
The gears connect.
Yeah. Sorry. No, no. Yeah. Yeah. Is that the right? Yeah. Mm.
But yeah, so you had a EP come out recently on December 12th. Could you tell us the inspiration about the songs on the EP?
Yeah, man. I'm sure I want to make it brief. It's my whole. I could just dive in for a very long time, but so I'm trying to just distill it in my head. I I started with an album. I started with an album that was just like about individuality, choosing yourself against the system that tries to make you conform and go a way that you don't want to go.
Hmm.
And it was very university dark academia coded. And then this I wrote it after, and it was a prequel, and it was just kind of like, where does this even start? This tendency to like fall into the trap of giving into what others want and not hold on to myself and listen to my thoughts and feelings. And so that's what this was. It was just like, how do I, it's about dissociation really and trauma and how I
Hmm.
just, go float along in life and I'm not really there, not really fully present with what I want. And so yeah, that's what it is. And I have this tendency to be quiet and think and not talk. And I feel like after a lot, it makes me be passive and let people decide for me. And so that's what this was, starting with that vanishing point. How do you disappear in the first place? And it kind of like addresses different settings, the
Hmm.
house and the school system and the job career system, and how those make you forget yourself and how that traumatizes you in different ways. And then it ends with, you could go to school, and what happens when you make the choice to give in to that autoplay to funeral, or what happens when you listen to the inspiration that makes you hold on to your childhood self, which is Blackbird July. So that's what it is, and it kind of ends off in a cliffhanger. Which way did he go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that you've explained it, I can hear it now. Listening to
Yeah,
it from front to back, I can see
you
how it all
did.
goes in the chronicle, that kind of order and how it all ties together.
Well, that's good. Well, thanks for listening to it front to back. I
Well, of
mean, you
course.
did you did your research.
My favorite songs were Machine City and Autoplay to Funeral.
Oh, okay. Machine City and Autoplay. Nice. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm glad you like yeah, Machine City is one of those songs. I love it. I feel like just came up with it at 3 a.m. and being like, this is a good chant song. I don't know how well it's gonna stream. You never know. It's maybe will be a less popular one, but I love it and I'm glad you like that one.
Yeah, I noticed it had a little less plays than some of the other ones, but I tend to go for those songs more. I'm like that person where I'm like, I don't usually like
Yeah,
the favorite song.
that's so interesting you say that. Yeah, because like I'm telling you, like a lot of these the fans, like the ones that show up the most when I'm talking to them, they always like the ones that just aren't performing well. And I don't think it's just because they're trying to rebel and be like, I like the one that doesn't perform well. It's just like a thing where it's just like they're the ones that I love the most too.
Hmm.
And it's just like the ones that perform well. It's like, yeah, it's great. It's just like an obvious banger.
Yeah, it happens with me a lot. Like even like my favorite band is Story of the Year. And
Ooh,
when they put out like some albums and stuff, like one of my favorite albums is The Constant, but Story of the Year doesn't really like that album, but they were in a weird place in time in their lives then. So that's why they don't like it. It's not that they don't love the album itself, it's the time and place.
it's got it.
But then there's
Yeah.
other stuff like they've released, and I'm just like, one of my favorite songs is My Home. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I love that song. Or a lot of people are like, eh, but they never play it live. See, I like the songs they never play live, and I'm like, I wish you guys would just play it live once for me, you know?
That's yeah, that's they need to do. Maybe there's a system to do like a poll, be like everybody who loves this band, like do a poll and see like the B sides. Like maybe everyone would feel the same way as you because they can't please. Maybe there's all these B sides. Everybody wants them to play all of them. How are they going to do it? They're probably just going by like what are the top ones. But maybe they should organize a poll. I mean, they should because maybe a lot of people feel the same way as you, and they're just you know, robbing you of the best show possible.
I don't think that's why. It's just a matter of, popularity on the internet, probably, which ones get the best plays. Like, you want to play the favorites of majority of people, not just like, you know, a smaller amount of people.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's really
Yep.
hard to accommodate like that.
But I did hear it acoustic once during COVID, I think.
Oh,
No,
when they were
it
doing the
was during
online
COVID.
stream,
It was an online like acoustic stream
online.
that Dan, the lead singer, did, and he played the song. I was like, oh yes,
Oh,
finally I get to hear it
hey,
sort of
you,
live.
okay, you got it. Yeah, you can walk away saying you have seen him perform it
Yep. So do you have
100.
any big plans for 2026?
2026. I there's tours in the spring, and then shooting for a few festivals. I think in the summer with maybe some touring, and then in the fall, some touring. And there's how it usually goes. There's just all this stuff up in the air. I think some of them are solidified, but we will just see how much I'll be on the road. I would love to do it as often as possible, and then I think it's just trying to, as much as I'd love to just go starting now to finish the album. I think my manager is kind of helping me be like, you gotta hold restrain yourself a bit, focus on some singles. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm trying to do that and trying to like, okay, I gotta have some singles ready, and hopefully just finish the album like at the end of the summer after
Yeah.
some touring.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm sure the fans want to know when they're going to hear more music, even though they just got an EP.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just that's the way that the structure is.
It
It's
is.
like,
That's
okay,
how it
done.
always goes. Like, I'll get
When's
a
the
new,
next?
like a full-length album will release, and I'll be like, okay, when's the next one?
When's the next thing?
Keep it
Yeah, yeah.
going. Keep
I
it
know.
going.
Well, that's good. I mean, very, very lucky if anybody, wants to, is interested in that and there's a demand for it and be like, show us
Yeah.
more. It's like, that's great. It's not like, oh, no more, please.
Yeah.
So that's good.
So I did mention like Mariana's Trench earlier, and I was like, oh, you should totally collab with them if you like them. But are there any artists or bands that you would totally, collab with now if you had the chance?
Um,
Like, who's a
I,
dream collaboration?
I'm trying to think of what would maybe be more modern and working versus like, oh, having like a long time inspiration feature. And I would love. I was thinking about on this album EP. Actually, I asked the producer who produced Burt McCracken from the Used, their last album at Big Noise. I was like, what is it? What would it take to ask him to do a feature? And he's like, it's kind of like expensive, not honestly. So I feel like yeah, it would be a dream to get like him or oh man, I mean the biggest dream would be my favorite band of all time is Green Day. Um if he did anything, and he does all the lore too. I mean his stuff like the American Idiot kind of is like put me in this headspace of
Hmm.
creating more of this involved stories. So I mean those two would just be like an absolute dream. And but the three I was thinking last time someone asked me this last week and I was like Roland the Serpent, K Flay, Melanie Martinez. For some reason, three. I just thought of them. I just thought of them three. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with them for right now.
Well, any of them would be great to collaborate with. You never
Yes.
know. You never
You
know.
never
Could happen.
you you never know. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the brand quality.
I mean, we always say, Chris and I on the podcast always say, well, you never know if someone will come on unless you ask them. Like, it doesn't hurt to ask. They can say no,
I
but you
know.
just kind of gotta like take a little leap.
And you did. You have been taking leaps because you have such a good a lot of great guests
Yeah,
there you have
some of
on.
them were through connections to start, but
Okay.
we've just
Yeah,
been kind of
as it
like,
goes.
I'll go to a show and I hopefully can run into people and ask them and be like, so who do I contact?
Yeah, yeah. So
It's all about like, networking.
I know. No, really, really is. I used to hate the idea of networking. And I think it was just kind of a rationalization of being like, why am I getting, what am I doing wrong? Why am I getting no responses or something? But I don't really know the answer to networking other than it just seems to work out if you show up as like a good, like you're trustworthy. And then if you're not like, being unrealistically
Right.
entitled to anything.
Yeah, networking is a good thing, but I mean, taking leaps is also a good thing because I mean, we've gotten a few guests on just by like being like, you know what, I'm just gonna email and see what happens, and then you just get an
Email.
email back and you're just like, Did they really just
Yeah.
say yes?
Yeah. I mean, and they had to have like gone and looked at your stuff to like verify, and so it
Oh yeah.
shows that like yeah, they know you're a good interviewer and they're
Yeah,
saying
I
yeah.
mean, there are times where you get those emails back that you're just like, they said, unfortunately, not at this time. And you're like, yeah, they probably looked at how many views we had or how many followers, and we just don't have as much as they are looking for, and like it's gonna be like that. But then there's that time where you're like, oh, they're probably gonna look at all that and say no, but then they say yes. So
The way I see it is like it's not even like the reach is important, but then like or it can be important, but like I feel like it's such a valuable service for interviewers and podcasts who are taking the time to document and record certain moments of time of conversations. Like it's pretty you're making a lot of effort, so I feel like anybody, no matter how big they are, they would be like, yeah, I want to like that's thank you for your service for documenting this. So
yeah.
it's a
We
good
crazily
sell.
we tried to get Tony Hawk on the podcast, but it didn't
Oh,
happen.
did he get back? Or was just no
His
response yet?
publicist said, unfortunately, not at this time.
Okay, okay.
But
Yeah. Maybe he was just, yeah, let's try it again next year.
right, I
Be
could try again. Be like, hey, so we contacted you.
the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Not it?
Maybe. You never
Squeaky
know.
squeak.
You never know. Now, you did talk about the future plans for touring and everything, but you did go out on tour back in October and November. How was that tour and what were some of your favorite cities?
Oh, how was that tour? It was at number one, it's always a little bit of a blur. I'm kind of in survival mode. Two, I'm kind of like living in conversations with people. I mean, minus the drives and like the amount of I get to recover during that time with quiet time. But like it's just so much taking in a lot of new experiences and new conversations. So that's what I remember the most of. And the shows, the actual tour, like the performances. I remember kind of thinking every night, like this didn't, how can I improve this? And so it got a lot better throughout the whole thing. So it was like a great improvement thing. I got to meet a ton of people that were either current fans, and I'm just like, wow, I did not know you knew about me this long, or like, wow, you just discovered me on your own last year, and how it was just like I don't know, it's hard to tap into it right now, but like I felt very, very raw and vulnerable with like the amount of emotion that was happening because uh, this was a trauma core concert. I mean, I did two tours, Confetti and Trauma Core,
Hmm.
different, different ways, but like Trauma Core, it's like these are the people that come from my same background. It's just like there was like heavy trauma, there was our nervous systems are not regulated, so we kind of just like it's like everyone's just spilling out and like just so and it was really rewarding and it was amazing and it was tiring and it was like a beautiful thing to connect on that level. So that's what I remember for the most part. And then besides that, it's just logistical surviving. Like where do we
Logistical surviving.
yeah, every moment like what am I doing next, what am I doing next?
So no favorite cities then? Every city was your
Oh,
favorite?
that's right, other question. What was the favorite cities? Kansas City, my best performance, I think. And I remember that being them responding to that, or maybe it was just the city. And What are some other cities? Chicago, Denver, every, they all had their perks. Omaha, like, it's kind of, I noticed like the smaller towns really appreciate it a lot. And so that's awesome. And the bigger cities, you got to work for it a little bit
Hmm.
sometimes. Salt Lake is that's the one where it's just like I got to connect with people one on one. And every time I play Salt Lake City, it's a little bit more reserved. Maybe it's the Mormon religious thing, but I noticed that it was like just very, they're very contained. And so I don't know if they didn't like me or maybe it was just the culture. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. It was overall just a fantastic
Yeah.
experience.
I
Same
could
with
see that
confetti.
though, where the smaller towns appreciate it more because, not everyone comes to their town. They go to the bigger cities, so they skip over the small towns.
Yeah, yeah, right. And so you can
That's
sense
kind of
this,
like
just like
me.
this is rare.
That's kind of like me in a bit. Like Milwaukee's not a small town, but Chicago is only 2 hours south, so people tend to go to Chicago and skip Milwaukee.
Got it. So you
But I mean,
and
we still get our fair share of shows in Milwaukee. It's just sometimes you're just like, dang it, they didn't come to Milwaukee. But it's hard to do like a lot of people don't want to do Chicago and Milwaukee so close to each other because they're right there.
you're right there, and you can't always drive
To
that. Like
Chicago,
it's like,
yeah. It all
yeah,
depends on the time of like the day of the week sometimes too, because it's like I gotta work during the week.
I know, yeah. So exactly. There are certain cities that always somehow get the shaft because they pick the bigger town, the city.
Yeah, it
Yep.
happens. And I know my co-host would say everyone always skips Syracuse, New York. But he would
Oh,
also say, don't come to Syracuse. So it's like, well, do you want them to
oh,
come or do you
or
not
do you
want
want
them to come?
make up your mind? What's it gonna be? I mean, how far is Syracuse from Manhattan or
It's
really
pretty
New York?
far. I think it's like
It
a
is.
7 or 8 hour drive
Oh, wait, what?
or
Okay,
something like that. It's a long drive. I don't know. Don't
longer than
quote
I
me
would
on
think.
that because I don't live in New York.
Okay.
Upstate to Manhattan, it's got to be quite a drive, at least 4 hours, at least.
Okay.
Because I mean, I'm like Milwaukee to Chicago is not that far of a distance, and it's 2 hours. But then again, Chicago traffic sucks. So
It does. I remember that. The tolls and the traffic, but it's a beautiful, Chicago is a beautiful city
yeah, I do like Chicago. Back in the day, that was like my third home. You know, I had my original home. Then Milwaukee was my second home, and then Chicago became like my third home.
because
Because I always
you
went there for shows with
you went
friends
there for shows. Okay.
all the time. And I made a bunch of Chicago friends. So that way, going to shows all the time. But that was when I was younger in my, early 20s. Can't do that
Oh,
anymore.
no, okay. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you look like you're in your 20s, so
I wish I
you
was
must
still in my
enjoy it.
20s, but thanks.
Mm.
I know. I get that all the time that I'm like, I look younger than I am, but I'm not.
I don't. Thank God. God bless the baby faces. Oh, we'll just hold on to it as long as we can.
I will try and hold on to it as long as I can. Now, not speaking of ages or anything, but I did notice that you posted something about like people making fun of your fashion sense.
Did I? Wait, hold on.
Like people
I
kind of
can't.
like talked about your style and stuff or your sense of style.
I cannot remember that. Did I really? Did I say that? Are you sure?
I thought I saw a post, but I
Oh
mean,
my God.
either way,
I
where
can't
does your
remember it.
sense of style come from? Like, is there
Uh,
a particular artist or influence that inspired you, or is it just uniquely yourself?
yeah, the style. No, I can say that it is. I mean, let me see. Pinterest, but
Pinterest.
who are these people on Pinterest? I have no idea. I'm just saving all this stuff, and maybe there's certain things that I throw together. I have noticed that anything I've ever worn or any kind of I used to take a lot more photos on Instagram and any kind of fashion thing. Like I used to do the worst. Maybe old school people were making fun of my fashion because it really was bad. I was like, okay, let me like get a bunch of like balloon like McDonald's looking balls and clump them together and put them on like a suit. And sometimes it,
Yeah.
looked very Walmart, very cheap. But I don't know. I don't have any one specific fashion designer or anything like that other than maybe I'll just see inspirations of stuff I like and then I'll just kind of like put it together. Um,
Yeah.
can't say I'm the best fashion person, but I think I have a decent taste. I don't know why I said that. I'm trying to remember when that was.
It was something it said it actually is this post. It said, "No, I will not silence my voice. No, I will not wear what you wear. I will
Oh,
not follow
yes.
your stupid rules and stuff like that." So I was like, "Oh, is he talk
Yes.
is people making fun of him for how he's like dressing?" I'm like, I wasn't
No,
sure. I wasn't sure.
no, I mean that's good investigative journalism right there. I posted that because I was trying to embody not that it was relating to Gone with the Dead at the time, but that was like going to school, facing all these rules. There's all this
Ah,
authority. You can't do anything. Everything is repressed. Everything is censored. So I was just like coming from that point of view.
hey,
Yep.
they censored clothes way back in the day, even when my brother was in like middle school. There used to be like
Yeah.
this line of like shirts and stuff that were called Big Johnson.
Oh, I don't know Big Johnson. All
It's
right.
it's pretty old. I'm not that young. So but he would go to
Big
school with these shirts on and they would be, innuendo kind of shirts like, "Oh, you're Big Johnson," and they would say some stuff. So
Oh,
they make him
okay.
like turn it inside out. So it's like, yeah, I mean, they'd wear them anyways just to rebel, but have to turn their
Yeah.
shirt inside out. But too many times then they'd be like, "Sorry, you're gonna get sent home the next time you do this."
Okay. Yeah. Right. I mean, leave it. It's understandable, and it's just how it is. It's just like,
Right?
yeah, you get repressed.
Now, have you ever had a show go totally off the rails in a good or bad way?
Oh my gosh. Let's see. I'm trying to think of the good way first, but my mind automatically goes to many bad ways. Uh,
That's probably because you don't,
I,
you try to repress that memory, the memory of the bad, but then you can't think of the good because all you can think of is the bad.
oh
That's just how it goes
yeah, right.
sometimes.
I'm pushing it down. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. I'll start with one very obvious one. We're on a tour and somebody I thought was being super kind before the show and saying like, I want to all this stuff. It's just a little sus. It was like, I want to work your project and invest money in it. Stuff like big promises. And then we go on stage. And then, like, I think by her telling me that, it was like a sense of entitlement of being like, I want, I want to sing Paramore. And I'm like, I don't have she wanted to come and feature on a Paramore song. I'm
Oh,
like, I'm playing this set. I have no back. I think we played one cover song. I remember Panic at the Disco. And I'm like, I don't have that on the backtrack. It's just me and a drummer. And then she was just kind of throwing a fit. And so eventually I let my boundaries be like, okay, like vanishing point, like let myself disappear. Sure, come up on stage. I don't have the music, but start singing. She kept going for a long time. And then I was like, okay, we got to cut this. And then she was looking at me and she's like, you're a fake. You're a phony. Everything you do is a lie. And it was just like such an intense thing. And then the security had to like get her off
oh
stage
my.
and she was very violent or very like, I thought I was gonna get slapped or hit. And um it just kind of postponed the show. It was a big dramatic thing and people were posting about it, being like, do you see this? This is horrible. Um so that was like, I don't know, a drama thing. I'm trying to, I don't know. There's just so many. There's so many of those little things. Somebody snuck on stage and was just like messing with the thinking they were hyping me up at the wrong times, and it kind of threw the set off. And but when I used to play shows, everything went wrong. Backtracks, my mic, everything, and I was a one man band before anything. It was just when I was first starting, literally everything went wrong, and people came up to me afterwards. Like, I feel sorry for you. I feel really sorry. You really look like you're struggling up there. But I'm trying to think of stuff that went right. I mean, like, there's a lot, like, I don't know. I can't really think of anything else besides being able to be impromptu with the fans that are like giving some like really awesome experiences, and then I get to like talk about it and be like, does anyone else feel that way? Or like interaction. That's the best part. Those are when the shows go right, when it was spontaneous
Yeah,
interaction.
I'd say that's a good thing.
That's a good
Nobody
thing.
wants the
Not to,
bad, but I mean, the bad does happen. It happens to the best bands, you know. The biggest artists can have, issues on stage.
exactly. I've seen it. There's no matter how big you are, because it's like there's tech. You get one cable that goes off, it's like everything shuts off, and you see even massive performances like, oh, okay, but they have a team of 10 people helping them out to
It's
solve
true,
it.
it's
But
true. They do
it
have
happens.
technicians that come on stage and try to fix it as fast as possible, but sometimes it doesn't fix
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, I know.
I
All
know
right.
I'm not one of those people that notice things a lot. Like I'll notice some stuff, like I'll notice it, be like, oh, I wonder if anyone else noticed that the bass stopped working or something.
Yeah, you're one of the observational types, or like you notice the subtleties, but yeah,
But you
a
know
lot of
what?
people
It
don't.
happens, and I'm just like, whatever. As long as the band keeps going, most people won't notice, you know?
Yeah, yeah, right. You're forgiving with it. You're just like, hey, yeah,
You
I
just
know.
can't let it be
Banter is
known.
good.
You can't let it be known.
you can't let it be known too much. Yeah, yeah. I've seen cases like that where they just don't know what to say in that process, and I'm like, okay, so that a reminder to anybody if that does happen, it's a good time to be like, this is where I'm from, this is what I'm all about, this is why I'm connecting with you right now. Just let them in a little bit, so it's not just like you don't know who the person is. Like this kind of you give yourself away if you don't have anything to go with.
Yeah. It comes with practice and going out more, and performing.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. The 10,000 hour rule is a real thing. That is, you just you need to just fail a lot. I feel like, yeah.
But do you have any fun or crazy stories from the road? Because I we love stories. I love stories.
Oh
That
man,
you're allowed to
uh,
share. That you're allowed to share. Because I know
there's a lot of
sometimes we
share.
ask this question and people are like, yeah, I don't know that I can share that.
Oh man,
A lot of times we get like people's van broke down, all sorts of things
yeah.
like that.
Oh my gosh. I hate to say I might let you down as a podcast guest right now because due to my dissociation, which I'm learning about, it's just like I don't know. I don't want to go too deep into it, but like I just don't. There's a lot of stuff that happens, and I'm just kind of floating around in survival mode. So I can't. I think that like I can't go into depth with certain things. Like it's like okay, I know that we were on the way to Wisconsin. We were stuck in a snowstorm, and we were just like we were having to. Uh, we were stuck, and people behind us were having to lend us their what's it links like their the chains on
Hmm.
the tire, and we were late to the entire venue. It was freezing, but there's nothing. I don't have any juice about that. There's no emotional there's no emotional juice to that. I know that man, what the hell has happened? Um, I know one time I typed in the completely wrong. There was two venues, and one of them was 5 hours that way, another one was 5 hours this way, and I just typed in the wrong address. So I was just like trailing forever. And my drummer would have fallen asleep, and I realized like 20 minutes out, and I'm like, we typed in the completely wrong address. We're in a completely different state right now, and then we're just freaking out, and we had to like show up late, no sound check, and just play like a 10-minute set because we had
Well,
to. Sorry, no, sorry, I got nothing for you. I can't think of anything on the spot that was interesting, but I'm sure maybe I'll write in. I'll comment in the podcast. If you post this on YouTube, I'll be like, oh, now I got it. I got a ton of little stories for you.
yeah, I mean, we've had people talk about like having to save someone from a snake in their car and
Oh
like
my
just
God.
random things. We've had some random stuff, but a lot of times it's just like, oh yeah, the van broke down.
The
Or,
usual.
had like a fan that was like a little too crazy. Or even fights that have
Yeah.
broken out at their shows, like it's all just random stuff. I'm trying to think of some
I
other
did have
stories, but yeah.
I did have one mentioning the fan that was that there was fights and all that. We did have to evacuate our entire the entire venue in Dayton, Ohio, because somebody brought a gun.
Oh.
And yeah, somebody brought a gun, and then somebody when I was doing the meet and greet, I think, or like talking with people before the set, someone came up and being like, "My boyfriend is dangerous, and I'm terrified he's gonna meet me here." And then he showed up with a gun. We don't even know. I don't even know how they justified that he did have a gun. I really don't know, but we did evacuate the entire thing because he was threatened to kill her. So you just go to some things, I mean, yeah, there's stuff like that. Like there's a lot
That's
of danger
crazy.
stories. Yeah. Like Fort Wayne. I went to Fort Wayne, and we were hanging out at the venue at the bar section, and somebody was saying like he wouldn't let me talk, and he was like I could what makes you think that I give a damn about you telling me, like, because he was saying his nephew played Fortnite, and I was trying to connect with him. He was just unreasonable and was like, what makes you think I care about that? I'm going to take you. I could once you leave, like I could rob you, and I could throw you in the ditch. Like it was some crazy stuff, and you get vibes like that anywhere you go. There's
Mm-hmm.
always like there's some danger happening, and I did feel like that. I felt like that in this last tour. There was a lot of dangerous environments.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean there are some state cities that aren't the greatest to travel in sometimes. You just kind of have to buddy up because that's probably
Yeah.
the safest
Gotta
option.
buddy up. That's true. Yeah, budding up does help. It helps.
I mean, I try to be
Um,
as safe as I can when I go to shows because sometimes I go to them alone because I
hmm
can't find anyone to go with. And my husband's always like, I can't believe you're going to go by yourself and all this. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to have FOMO. So
Oh, you got the FOMO bug.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't want to miss out just because I don't have anyone to go with, you know?
I love that. I mean, I think some of the best concerts I've been to, I go alone, and it's really it's a different experience. It's fun. You just got to be like in your world, really
Yeah.
soak it in.
A lot of times the shows I'm going to alone, I've like either A, interviewed the band, so I want to go meet them anyways. So I'm gonna kind of know someone there. Or it's like a band that I must see that I just haven't seen yet, that I just don't want to miss this time around or something.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
personal thing.
personal like bucket list. Like I have to see this band live, and if I don't see them now, who knows? Maybe they won't come around for like ever, or maybe they'll break
Ex
up.
exactly. No, yeah. There's nothing better than just like some band that you've had so much sentimental connection with over many years, and you like actually see them for the first time. That's Christmas to me. I'm just
Yeah.
like, uh, yeah,
That's how I
I
feel
gotta,
like lately with all these like in the last few years, all the revivals of bands that have been like doing nothing and now all of
yeah,
a sudden they're doing stuff again.
yeah. There is a lot of that, huh? Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
like more recently we had Omar from Hit the Lights on the podcast. And
Yeah, I
they
saw
hadn't
that.
done anything for a while, and now they released that EP, and I had went and saw them not that long ago in the beginning of this month, and it was just like it was just so nostalgic to see them again live.
Was that your first time? And you saw them
No,
before,
I saw
and it
them
was like,
way back, like 2007, I think was the last time I saw them.
yeah,
So it'd been a long
that's
time since I've seen them live, and it was just like, oh my gosh,
18
I
years.
remember how these shows used to go. It feels just like 2007.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's crazy.
It's fun. It's fun seeing bands that you haven't seen in years. I keep
Yeah.
hoping more and more get back together that stopped being bands.
Hey, yeah, if they didn't have some crazy falling out, now is the time. I can't see
Yeah.
why they wouldn't.
Is there anyone that you are a fan of that's no longer a band that you would want to have, make a comeback and revive?
I think Lincoln Park would be a hard. I think I still want to go see them. It's just hard seeing it without Chester, I guess.
Hmm.
And Blink, hard to see. I'm not sure how much Tom DeLonge, if they're still doing that at all. But it also feels a little bit weird where I'm just like, are you? What are your? I don't feel like Tom DeLonge really wants to be there, or something feels forced and about it. And but it's like I think of them. Who's broken up? I mean, Head Automatica. I would love to see them. I'm not sure if they're still around.
Oh, they are. I just saw
Uh,
them at Warped Tour in Orlando.
they did. They played.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
that's
did.
awesome. Did not know
They're
that.
doing
Okay,
things again. Maybe they're
they
actually gonna
are.
do stuff. I don't
Oh
know.
wow.
I haven't really
Did not.
researched it.
Okay, no, that's say
You'll have to
less.
look it
I will
up. You'll
go
have to
look.
look them up and see if they're planning things.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I know. I mean, who broke up? Like, yeah, North Star. I don't know. I think they're all kind of still around. Like Taking Back Sunday. I don't think I've ever seen him live. No matter what anybody says about him, it's always the same thing. Oh, they suck. His voice is just. But I'm like, I don't care. That wasn't his. That wasn't his thing. Like it was. He didn't need to be. It was like Tom DeLonge. He didn't need to be a great like melismatic, wonderful vocalist. It's just like I just want to see his energy. He was like really inspiring that erratic kind of flamboyant thing.
Yeah,
Um,
I can see that. I've never been a Taking Back Sunday fan, so
but no, oh
no.
okay. I'm surprised. Given all what you've told me so far, I thought you would love them.
Yeah, no, I had a friend back in the day. She tried to force them on me.
Okay.
And so she kept like always, anytime I got in her car, she would like play them. And I'd be like, seriously? She's making me like she's trying to make me like them, but it just did the reverse. It backfired.
Okay. All right. Well,
One of those things. One of those
now that
things.
you're an adult, you're gonna separate the trauma from, or like the kind of like the negative
Yeah.
aversion you got from her. No,
Nope.
you don't like their music
I just don't
still.
like it. I think
Okay.
part of it was that, but
Valid,
at the
valid.
same time, you know, subconsciously, I was like, no, I don't really like them. And I did see them again, like later on in the years. Like I did slightly watch them. They came to Summerfest one year in Milwaukee, and even my husband was with me, and he was like, "Okay, I'm good. Let's go. I'm done." And he was a fan, and he was unimpressed.
Oh, I mean, most people are. It always
I
seems to be a
know. I know.
disappointment. I don't
Everyone
know.
says it's not about the music itself. It's about like kind of the nostalgia and the performance more than the sound quality.
Yes, call it. I know. I mean, well, you hear a lot of, I don't know. I remember seeing Fall Out Boy live and being like, damn, like even he's such an amazing vocalist, but I remember hearing like this sounds like I don't it sounds like they're not on the something is off, but I don't know. Maybe yeah, it was like but they write when you hear it on the recording, it's like it's a hit. I don't know.
I mean, sometimes people do have off nights, probably on tour,
Yeah,
you know? You take
that's
your voice
true.
a little too hard one night and then the next night you kind of pay for it.
I know. Well, with Patrick, it's like his voice was like incredible. It was just like the band. I don't know, but yeah. Then again, yeah. Maybe it was kind of some off times.
I
I
mean,
mean,
my favorite band again is Story of the Year, and I recently saw them, and Dan was singing one of the songs on the set list, and I could totally tell his voice was like not quite there with that song, and I was like, "Oop, someone's doing a little too hard during all the other shows."
oh, I see. I
You
see.
know, you
Yeah.
push yourself too hard and then you pay for it the next
Mm,
night.
yeah, that's
But you know
true.
what? It was just one song that he was kind of off on that you could tell because it was like a slower,
You're,
slower song. You can kind of tell that if you're trying to harmonize a little, and I could tell like he was trying to hit certain notes that it was kind of getting a little stretchy.
oh my
But you
gosh.
know what?
Yeah.
You're also gotta remember he's around my age, so we're getting older.
Yeah, but yeah, I know. I wonder what that is, the age and pitch hitting the pitches, but um no, I appreciate music fans like you who can like you like care about the little subtleties because it's not just about like I'm here because I see you got clout. That's
Hmm.
like weeding that out and just being like I actually am noted, you seem to like it for the right reasons, which is nice.
Yeah. Now, talking more about sound, is there a sound or direction you haven't explored yet that you would want to?
Yes.
Yeah.
There absolutely is. Yeah, I'm so glad you asked that question. I no, I started again when I was a drummer. It was fast. It was pop punk. It was like metal almost, like classical, like video game music and film scores made to like distorted rock, fast. And then when I just did it myself, then I didn't have any bandmates to like riff off of or anything. So I just kind of was like, actually, I was listening to 21 Pilots and saw a video of him making all the MIDI parts himself, which takes on a new form, which kind of turns into dark pop direction, where it's just like this isn't really. You can tell it's not a live band getting in the room making some magic together or whatever. So that's what this project has been. And
Hmm.
then Vanishing Point, there's a few songs it had the most guitar on it so far, and there was one song that was just like really fast, like gotta go, like just like in your face, like Blink. And so I want to kind of like I think this year is just kind of like yes, here follow me on this evolution of making it more rock again and making it more even if I'm not in a room with like the ideal bandmates just like all making magic, it's just like I want to make it a little bit more in your face. I wonder if I could pull it off, but I'm kind of hearing Rage Against the Machine in my head, uh and a little bit of Corn in my head, just stuff that just a little bit of Limp Bizkit. Even though I wasn't a huge Limp Bizkit fan, but it's just like I want to just like in your face, a little bit more angry. Not that I want to get political, but like given the political climate, right now, and like just like I'm like there's just kind of like, and I've been repressed my anger, like I wasn't allowed to
Hmm.
experience this as a kid, so it's like yeah, I'm kind of angsty, tormented, introspective, but now it's like how can I like get it out more and actually be angry, and like so that's something that yeah will help me, and I want to make it more rock, more in your face. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, though, it's not a bad thing to like try and do something different and take a risk. I mean,
Hmm.
you got to take some risks. Sometimes risks pay off, sometimes they don't, but I mean, that's no way to live life.
Yeah, that's true. I love that. I love
You just
that.
got to do it. Some people are going to love it and some are going to hate it. It's just how it's going to be. I mean, look, there's a lot of bands that have tried to change their sound completely, which I don't agree with. Like, if you have one album and it's like this, don't change the whole sound. If you want to like do some stuff, that's fine. But I have come across some bands, that have changed their sound completely, and it's like, what are you doing?
That's a really, really good point. Yeah, I think you just said you articulated the
You don't want to
I
change
don't know what I'm saying.
completely, is what
You don't
I'm
want to
kind
change
of saying. Because,
completely.
like, you
Yeah,
might lose that
yeah.
fan base, but then, I mean, I guess then they weren't truly fans. I don't know. There's like two different ways to think of it that way.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a thing. I've never related to the bands that just like say Youngblood, for example. I
Hmm.
feel like every album he's doing, it's like here's a complete innovation. Here's a complete renewal. But I don't ever quite sense um oh man, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this, but like he's kind of more of like maybe like it's like David Bowie. I'm not dissing on Youngblood. I'm just maybe he's like David Bowie where it's just like here's this completely new product, and I personally have a hard time following who he is because it keeps
Right.
changing so drastically, and I'm like, well, is like which part of this is you? Because it keeps I don't know who you are, and so sometimes I have a problem with that. But like, yeah, I feel like anything I made, it's like it's always like an evolution where it's just like, okay, I'm gonna tweak this, I'm gonna tweak this. It's still me. I still got to get out what my core self is, and then it's just gonna be tweaked slightly. So maybe that's not, who knows if that's good or bad? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it works better if you have a completely different package every single era. But I'm like, I can't quite be totally different. So that's my, you made a good point because I
I
don't want to do
mean,
that.
you also got to think too, like bands like, say, like Yellow Card. They started out with like the same sound, or you got Simple Plan. They're still kicking as bands. But they must be
Yeah,
doing something right. And they have evolved throughout the years, for sure.
evolved. Yeah,
Yeah. You got to
right.
evolve, but don't change completely. Because otherwise, you wouldn't have lasted that long. They wouldn't have stayed around so many years if they had changed
Yeah,
too much, I feel like. Because you would have lost that sense of who they originally were.
that's it. That's it. I don't know what that issue is. Maybe it's normal. Maybe it's not like bad. It's not necessarily like, oh, they never knew who they were. But it makes you think that at least that like, I'm like, well,
Yeah.
is this packaged by a team of 30, 50 people, or like, is this packaged by an industry team? Sometimes I can tell that. I'm just like, okay,
Hmm.
this was definitely a product that was like well engineered, and but there's something missing in it. It's almost like AI made it. Mm.
Ugh. Let's not get into AI. This is just AI
Let's
is
not
going
get into
crazy.
it. AI is going crazy. Oh my God.
It's so
Yeah.
ridiculous. I see videos all the time and I'm just like, I'm pretty positive that's AI, but I better check the comments.
I know exactly. That's me too. I'm gonna scroll down. I'm like, I think it's AI, and then the most
But
popular
then
comment
sometimes I'm
confirmed.
like, are they sure it's AI? Because this could be real.
Yeah, I know, I know. You almost start, yeah. I feel like boomers like really don't know what AI is and what's what's not. They have a harder time. So when I can't tell, I'm like, am I getting what? Why? Like, yeah. I feel like I don't know. There's a little like glitchy. I don't know. You
You
could
just
there's
have to really you have to pay attention to
little
like
points.
detail, I think,
Exactly.
sometimes and
It's
be
like
like,
there's
what is
some
wrong
little,
with this image that I'm watching?
yeah, yeah,
What
right.
doesn't seem realistic? But
No, you.
but Chris and I recently started doing a this or that portion of the podcast near the end of our conversations. So we're gonna
Okay.
roll into that.
Okay.
Let's see what your this or that's are. We got
This or that.
number one, green room food or a local hotspot.
Local hotspot. I would rather that.
Yeah. Any particular local hotspots that you have loved?
Pizza's always good. I could go with pizza pretty much anywhere. It doesn't even matter. Could be Domino's.
Yeah, see, I always said that. People would always be like, if there was one food you could eat the rest of your life, what would it be? And I'm just like, pizza. Because
Right.
if you're saying just like you're not saying I have to eat a specific, you know, flavor of pizza the rest of my life. I mean, there's a lot of combinations you could create with pizza.
Yes, there is. Yeah, there's a lot of combinations, and even without the combinations, I'm like, it just made me think of like, why do so many people say pizza? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe evolutionary, biologically, there's something about pasta sauce, cheese, and gluten. I don't know, something about it just works for us. There's a
Because
reason why we crave it.
I know I've heard people say like, "Oh, I'll eat tacos the rest of my life." I'm like, "Yeah, but there's only so many combinations of taco you can do."
That's very true.
I feel like
Yeah,
there'd
you
just
could
be
pretty.
more options with pizza.
That's true. You can get every kind of food on the pizza. It doesn't like almost every vegetable. Fruit if you're kind of weird. No, just kidding. Fruit if you're kind of, if you like that pineapple sort of thing, but you could put anything on pizza. You're right. It's a lot of options.
All right, so songwriting in a bustling city or a quiet countryside?
Quiet countryside.
Yeah, helps you think.
Oh yeah, I'm a recluse. I'm a hermit. I'm like a very loner kind of person. So if I could just have some quiet time, I would love that. Yeah.
Writing lyrics or composing the music?
God, I'll have to say lyrics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rather the lyrics. Well, I mean, the lyrics do, the music's important, but I mean, the lyrics are really what's going to convey the message you're trying to get out.
Yeah, it's got that like I don't know. I love music so much. But like yeah, the lyrics are like a way for me to stay in alive or something. It's just there. There's a urgency. This has to be said as if I'm dying tomorrow.
The next this or that is music video with a storyline or live performance footage.
Oh, storyline.
Yeah, you want a music video with a storyline versus live
Go to the
footage?
show. If you want live footage, go to the show. You can get a storyline on the music video.
Yeah.
If
I
I
mean,
had to
it do
pick,
music videos are still kicking, no matter what anyone says. I mean, MTV's gone, but music videos are still there.
I mean, I still, yeah, no matter if they don't get any positive ROI or nobody gives a damn versus just a phone with a TikTok. I mean, like, just go to the body of work of an artist. Yeah, maybe I'm old school in that way, but yeah, I agree.
And the last this or that is an easier one. You know, you got Converse or Vans.
Oh, dang. Um, well, you know what? No. Okay, I'm gonna say Converse. I'm gonna say Converse. Yeah.
Yeah, you're more of a Chuck Taylor's person.
I I always wore Vans and then I think I just love Sandlot so much. And so it's just kind of stuck in my DNA.
Sandlot turned you to the Converse side.
Pyramid of the Converse. It was just damn Benny Franco. No, what was his name? Benny something. Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think of it now too. I don't remember.
Benny Santiago? No.
I don't
Yeah.
know. If Chris was here, he'd be Googling it for me.
He would.
Because he always has like his
Azar.
computer, his other computer screen up, and he'll be like, I'll see him look over,
Oh,
and I knew
see, I
he's
see that.
Googling it.
It's Rodriguez. I just
Rodriguez.
put it.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we have two questions that are the very last questions. They're very
Hmm.
important questions. One's been like a really big hot ticket, like hot take one. Like, say it's midnight if you're still up and you're feeling hungry, and you go in your freezer, you grab a bag of frozen French fries, and you throw them in your air fryer. You're your oven, whatever you're throwing them in. You make those fries. What are you dipping them in?
Ranch.
Ranch? You're a ranch person.
Oh yeah.
I'm
You?
assuming you put ranch on everything then?
Pretty much that will make everything that and barbecue sauce, but yeah, I think ranch is the
Barbecue sauce is my option.
it is. Oh yeah. Do you recommend any good barbecue brands for anybody listening? Hard.
I don't know if this place is like national really, but it's a barbecue place. Crap, now I cannot think of the name. It's veteran owned. Oh my God.
Oh
I
no,
can't even
I
think of
know.
the name.
I know, I know. I see it's just put on the spot. And to your like, barbecue is hard. Like I can't think of like the amazing brand of barbecue sauce that's in the fridge right now. It's so good and I have no idea. I'm just like, oh, the packaging looked really good and it was good. So I don't know.
It's called Mission Barbecue. I looked it up.
Mission, is it okay? Mission
I
barbecue.
don't know if it's national, but they have different barbecue sauces you can eat there, like use there.
Uh,
And my favorite is the Chicago Sweet.
oh, Chicago sweet. Okay. Wait. Okay. Yes, it's a national restaurant chain. Oh,
Oh, there,
see,
yeah.
restaurant like ranches and restaurant dips. Okay, so it is a really good
I do
Glen
like that
in
barbecue
Maryland.
sauce.
Okay, saved. Everybody,
Otherwise,
this
if
is
I'm going to the store, I've really been liking like Jack Daniels. I think it's a Jack Daniels barbecue sauce.
Barbie. Wow. Okay. So Mission Barbecue and Jack Daniels, if anybody wants to sponsor Jam, then she will plug that every episode.
Yeah, have your Jack Daniels barbecue
Every
sauce.
time,
Anyone?
barbecue. Yeah.
But now we're on to our final and most important question. I don't know if you've gotten through any full interviews of ours, because that would
Um,
prepare you for the very last question.
oh, that's a good question. No, I don't think I was kind of like I probably get to 30 minutes and I've heard multiple, so let's see. Let's see what this is.
But what is your favorite dinosaur?
Oh, favorite dinosaur. I'm gonna say not this is it no, the long neck. What's the long neck again?
Well, there's a
Um,
brontosaurus, a brachiosaurus. There's multiple long necks out there.
do you remember seeing Land Before Time?
That's a brontosaurus.
Brontosaurus, not Brachiosaurus.
Nope, the brachiosaurus is in Jurassic Park. It's the one that sneezes on them in the tree.
And that's different than the Brontosaurus in
Yes.
Land Before Time. Little
The
neck,
brontosaurus is
little foot.
different than the brachiosaurus. The brachiosaurus has like a hump on its head, where the brontosaurus has more of a flat head,
Oh,
like a curved
okay.
head.
Flathead. I remember that specifically too. They kept calling it flathead. Okay, so I'm just gonna say, due to nostalgic reasons, it's gonna be the Brontosaurus.
The brontosaurus
Um, yeah, and it can, when everybody's too short to do anything, and we have T-Rex, just so
with
he's
its
too
little
short.
arms, yeah.
With his little arms, yeah. I mean, like I would
Yep.
just like reach for the food, which is all I need to survive. Then again, you're kind of like more prey to all these little, more vicious dinosaurs. So I'll
I
say
mean, you are a
Brontosaurus.
brontosaurus and you're pretty large, so there's not a lot on
Me?
the
Yeah.
lot of bigger
No.
dinosaurs that can take you down.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're a
Unless
little
you're like
slower.
Littlefoot and you're a little brontosaurus.
Yeah, right. So yeah, final answer: Brontosaurus, older, 20 years and above,
20
or
years and above. Yeah,
whatever
I
that
know.
is to
I
get
mean,
bigger.
I should have asked the paleontologist. We had a paleontologist on the podcast, and
What?
I should have asked him like how quickly do dinosaurs actually age?
Yeah, that's a good
Like
question.
in Land Before Time, how long does it take Littlefoot to become big like its mom? Like his mom.
Yeah, that is it. Okay. I mean, maybe there's not big Brontia Brontosaurus to get big. Oh man. Okay, so by their 20s and 30s, that's what this says.
Dang, that is a long time. That would take a long time to get big.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
guess if you think about it,
Very different from other animals. Yeah.
you gotta think about like elephants. Elephants take a long time to get to their adult size.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I
So,
mean, look at how small some elephants are, and then they do seem to age very slowly.
very
Like
Slow.
get large slowly, I guess you would say.
Yeah, yeah, get large slowly. Well, that's different from cats and dogs and all that
It's
stuff.
true.
Eh.
I still wish in a world that we live in that dogs or cats could like age slower.
Aw,
So they could stay with you a little longer.
don't make me, don't make me go there. It's just the most heartbreaking. It's so sad. I was thinking about it last night. It was like I was picturing my cat who we just got like when she was about to die, and I was like, oh my God, it's just like like that's gonna be a really hard day because they spend all like the time that they spent with you, and you saw them grow up, and they were there with you during all.
Yeah.
No, no, don't go there.
Don't go there.
No.
I mean, I think of my dog growing up all the time, so
Oh God, me too. You're morbid. You're
it's just
morbid.
never the long
Um,
enough. Never long
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
But is there anything you'd like to add to the end of the interview that anyone else still listening wants to know from you?
Know about me. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me on this podcast. This was a very fun time. I'm Demi the Daredevil. If you want if you're a misfit, if you're an outcast, if you're an underdog, if you don't feel like you fit in, you're kind of different, and you want kind of an immersive, beautiful escape, then I'll be the band for you. And so make sure to, if you're listening to this and you want to come out to see a show in the spring in March, just go to the demithedaredevil.com. If you want to stream Vanishing Point, and you can go to Spotify. And I'll see you on Instagram. That's about it.